Good morning. Good morning, Central Florida, on this Tuesday. Another episode of Trooper Steve on Patrol. And today, we're not really visiting anywhere specific, but we are going over a topic that unfortunately happens, but fortunately does not happen often. And it is a situation that I think is made in our nightmares, really, in our dreams. And I'm talking about crashing into water. I'm talking about a crash that puts you really in a completely different environment than what you're used to and can really elevate panic. Think about it. You're involved in a crash, something traumatic happens, debris is flying everywhere, and then all of a sudden a secondary or a third huge impact occurs, and now all of a sudden you're in water. You know you're in water, and you're freaking out. Let's be honest. Let's call it what it is. You are completely freaking out. I'm going to take my seatbelt off just so I'm a little bit more comfortable here. And the more you freak out, the less chance of survival you're going to have. And I know this is really hard to explain to people, or really hard to get you to understand. But I only speak in reality when it comes to situations like this. So whether you agree, whether you think you're capable of doing it, whether you're like, there's no chance in heck I'm going to be able to pull this off, or this guy doesn't know what he's talking about, take what I'm saying with a grain of salt. Okay? Tiny little thing, because what I'm saying has validity to it, has data that shows this works. You're in a car crash. You guys already know the number one thing I am going to say is you must remain calm. There are times where panic creates issues or creates speed bumps. But if this is the case, and if you happen to find yourself in the worst possible situation, you've crashed your car, you're now in a lake, it's sinking, if you panic, you are going to die. You are not going to make it out of this situation. You are going to take a situation that has no determined ending, and you are going to write the ending before it's even over. So, first and foremost, you do not panic. And do not take your seatbelt off before you hit the water. So you might know you're going there. You're panicking. Do not take your seatbelt off. Keep your seatbelt on. You got to think about it. When you're traveling at, say, residential speed, 35 to 40 miles an hour, that is no longer a cushion. That water is not a cushion. We are not playing in the pool. This is not a cannonball situation. You are going to receive significant impact when you hit that water. It is not a soft landing, and there's cause for your airbags to go off. So keeping your seatbelt on is doing the exact same if you were striking a tree or a pole. You need to keep that seatbelt on as the water hits. Now, do not try to open things right away. Think about this. I say that, but I'm going to fix that. A lot of people freaking out. You're all over the place. No. Seatbelt stays on. So we're in a crash. We've hit the water. Seatbelt stays on, because that's going to keep you grounded, right? If you can, you need to try to lower your windows as fast as possible. You're trying to create a safe way for escape. Yes, water is going to begin to rush into your car. This is a good thing, believe it or not. So the pressure that builds up, if these windows stay up, right? We're in the water. The pressure that builds up here is going to prevent this door from opening. It's not going to be able to open underwater. This is why you need to try to get this window open as quick as possible, especially if they're not manual. If they're an electric, the faster that you do that, the faster they're going to be able to work. Obviously, if your vehicle becomes submerged, the chances of that mechanism working, probably not likely. So, of course, once the windows are open, then you can undo your seatbelt and have your other passengers do the same. Exit through something. This is why we want to get this window open as soon as physically possible, because that's going to be your escape. I'm going to tell you right now, the chances of you opening up the door are going to be pretty slim. That pressure, the panic, it's a little heavier underwater, being able to push that because you're pushing the weight, the pressure of the water on your car. So that is the goal of why we're trying to get the window open manually and remaining calm. Keep in mind, if you've opened up your passenger window and your passengers were freaking out during the crash, there's a good chance that your passengers are coming out through your window. Since you're the right-minded person, or at least have the responsibility to be that one, since you're the one behind the wheel here, you may have to be the captain of this ship. Meaning, listen, my windows are open. Everyone calm down. My window is open, we're gonna get out. Give those instructions. Let people know it's gonna be okay. Now, if you can't get the windows down in time, you're still alive. You still have a chance. You're the only one that's gonna be able to do something, right? So panicking prevents you from doing any of that. Do not panic. I'm gonna say that 100 times during this live. Do not panic. So you can't get the windows down. We begin, that freak out meter begins to climb because we do have water coming through the floor. Obviously, we could see the water now rising. We couldn't get the window down. What am I going to say? Don't panic. You can still exit the car safely, okay? First, we're going to try to break this window. It's going to be difficult. And probably, if you're sitting here banging, it's not going to happen. It's not going to happen. You're going to have to wait. If you don't have the proper tools, which we're going to go over, you're going to have to wait till that water fills up in the car. I know, freak out meter is filling up as the water's filling up, right? If this doesn't, till the car fills up, so obviously much more nervous, right? So do your best to remain calm, and nothing else is happening. We're in the lake, we're sinking. Calm. Everybody, passenger, rear passenger, everyone calm down. We're going to be okay. We're going to be okay. Fill up with water approximately to your chest. We're freaking out. No, you're not. You're not panicking. We're staying calm. The car's not moving. It's just sinking. We're alive still. Functioning, breathing. We're conscious. We know we're in danger, so we're going to remove ourselves from danger. Seatbelt comes off. Water is up. The pressure in the car and out of the car are starting to equalize a little bit here. Okay? You should then be able to, it's not just going to swing open, right? So you're going to want to unlock it and wedge it. Don't push too hard. Unlock it and slowly push it. At this point, because the pressure has equaled out, your door should then be able to open. Air will be trapped up here in the top of the car. Reach up, one big breath, everyone together, and get out. This is perfect world. This is saying that the seatbelt functioned properly. This is saying that you were able to get out of the car. This is not a commercial. This is not, I even took it out of the packaging, but there are so many devices out there that I feel drivers should keep in their car that can be kept in the glove box, readily accessible, in the center console. This one's huge. I can keep snacks, a couple of Twinkies in it, whatever. But this right here looks like a cleaning thing, like I'm going to go and spray some cleaning supplies. This here is a multi-vehicle safety tool, and it can be purchased at any real auto store. I have to be completely clear, I did have trouble finding one this morning to show you that I wanted to show you, but I did find it. A few different stops, but you can check out any local auto store or Amazon. You can look up vehicle safety toolkit and you can get something like this. This is a multi one, fairly cheap, cost me $9, and it's made out of plastic, but it's designed for an emergency. This one has a few different functions. It has a beacon, so it can blink at night. And if you're broken down, it has a magnet mount on the side of it. And then, of course, a little flashlight to where you can use if you need it. This is not high quality, but when you're in an emergency and you need something, this can be fairly useful. But what is a blinking red light going to do you when you're in the stuck in the water, right? It's not the blinking light that's going to help you. It's the other tools that come with it. So on this device, there are other ones like it, but it's commonly referred to as a window punch. Little metal piece is located. This has a safety plastic cover on it, and that metal pointer, simple as this, can shatter a window at a tap. So this, if I was in the car and could not get out, you'd find the edge underwater, above water, and tap. I say tap just to remind myself not to hit my window, but you would take this and hit, just like a hammer. This will compromise the structural integrity of the glass, allowing you to literally, if it doesn't shatter, push it out of the way so you can get out. These come in so many different sizes. I'm not talking to you, Siri. This comes in multiple different sizes. This one's designed to keep in your glove box or in a console. They do have versions for on keychains, stuff you can mount inside your car. And then, of course, the other big key factor to this, it has a seatbelt cutter. So, people are panicking. You can't get the seatbelt off. You have someone in your passenger seat struggling underwater to get that seatbelt off. On the opposite end of this, there's a little hook on it, and in that hook, there is a sharp blade. This blade is designed to do exactly what you're thinking. Cut the seatbelt. So if the seatbelt was on me, I would take this, I would reach down and pull up. It would slice the seatbelt fabric right off. Oh, but I'm damaging my car. Your car is underwater. $9 tool to help you get through it. So let's break this down real quick one more time. For those who are joining us, thank you for hopping on here today. We're doing a safety message talking about what to do when involved in a crash that involves your vehicle becoming submerged in water. First and foremost, the most important thing I can tell you is to remain absolutely calm. You are entering a deadly situation, and you panicking are going to guarantee the deadly outcome. If you do not panic, your survival rate is extremely high. Number one, do not panic. Number two, keep your seatbelt on. And three, try to get these windows down as soon as possible, even as you're making your way into the water. Why are we doing this? Because we are trying to prevent the pressure from the outside of the car to stop the doors from opening once you're in that water inside the car. So if you're able to get those windows down, great. Then you take your seatbelt off. Everybody in the car is exiting through the open window because the chances of those opening elsewhere are not going to happen. If you can't get this window up, right? We are not panicking. Number one rule, no matter what we're starting here, we are going to we're going to keep the seatbelt on in the car, disengage the seatbelt, wait till the water rises till about half your chest and the pressure equalizes and you can slowly open the door. And then, of course, having the right tools with you. This is a multi-vehicle safety equipment. It has a window punch on it, a seatbelt cutter. It has an emergency beacon light, and these can be purchased anywhere for under 10 bucks, auto store or online. I highly recommend these keeping in your vehicle. It's not if you need it, it's when you need it, or if you're going to be able to help somebody else, great, great, great tool to have. You want to be prepared when you're doing the most dangerous thing that we do on a daily basis, and that is driving. It blows my mind that we sit and we talk about things and we get surprised when we're putting ourselves out there. So, yeah, not something I look forward to ever encountering, but if I do, I want to make sure that I'm prepared. So therefore, I fill you guys in with all the weird and interesting stuff that I do. So I appreciate you guys tuning in. I know it takes a little bit out of your day, but if I'm able to give you some type of information that maybe will make your brain go, Trooper Steve said this once, or hey, he showed me this tool once to keep in the car, my job is done then. So thank you guys for tuning in. Another great Tuesday here in Central Florida. Trooper Steve on patrol. We talked about what to do if you're involved in a crash that ends up putting you and your car in the water. So make sure you drive safely, please. And then side note, we had an amazing trooper save many lives last night by intentionally putting themselves in the path of a wrong way driver. So I just wanted to personally get on here and say, as a trooper, I'm very proud of that man and every man and woman that go out there and put the uniform on. So it's a thankless job, and no one may ever know or meet this trooper, but intentionally slammed into a wrong way driver could have sent him to the hospital for a long time, and had a great outcome. Stopped that driver. He's okay. The driver will be okay, but doesn't have to do it, but chooses to do it, and is amazing. So have an amazing day. Drive safely, be blessed, and always wear your seatbelt. Love you guys.